We're going to have a few questions. First, I'll ask you a question or two, and a few testimonials, then we'll take it to the audience if we have time. So, Jeff Meshel, what made you write, what attracted you or made you write this story, this book?
I look at it as a yarn. It's a mice. It's very unfashionable today to write stories. Where you tell a good story, and I like the story.
Okay, but you've been in Israel for most of your life. So what drew you to such an Americana story and not an Israeli story?
It should be mentioned that all the plays that I wrote for Howie were in Hebrew.
And very Israeli.
And very Israeli. I don't have an answer for that. Could you please ask me some questions that I have an answer for?
Okay. Why did it take you so long to write this book?
Because it's a fucking long book.
Okay. What were you on?
It took me 4 years to write, 4 years of solid writing, and another 2.5 years now of getting it published and whatnot. I'd like to say something about what Howie said when you said when you saw the heft of the book and you were taken aback and worried. Oh my God, am I going to be? I don't read books this long. It's I don't see it as I see it as a different kind of reading experience for a different kind of user experience for the reader. It's not like plodding through a Russian novel tome. It's I think more like watching a mini series. It's very visual. It's very what you see is what you get. Everything is on the page. I think I must have been influenced by my playwriting days for that to have all the necessary material there on the page happening. And
who would you say is your audience for this book, if you wanted to try to market it in a specific way?
Well, ostensibly male boomers in a way, because it's about rock music from the late '60s. But the protagonist is 43 years old in 2006. Most of the book takes place in 2006, at the dawn of the internet era, and that plays a big role in the book. The song "Creston Gold" becomes the first viral clip on the internet, Bichlal. So there's a lot about that. I see it as a very feminist treatise. People have told me that my plays, that people who followed my plays say that the women are uniformly smarter and more capable than the men.
As it is in reality.
As it is in reality. I was raised by a militant feminist, and I think that women are a superior model of Homo sapiens to men.
You write a lot of female characters as well, also in your plays. But say your 4 years was writing the book, and now you're in the publishing stage of the book. What does that mean for you, the publishing stage?
Not fun. I mean, I'm thrilled to have the book out there. There's a lot of I won't use the word, but I usually call it pimping the book. But I'm really happy to. The point for me is the story, the book itself. The story. I think it's a neat story, and I'm just thrilled to share it. Sherman here gives me a call in the middle of the week and starts telling me how much he finished it already and how much he enjoyed it and whatnot. And it is a light read.
Yeah.
True?
Easy read.
Easy read. Lo Nibahel. It's just a lot of pages, but uniformly people say they're sorry when it ends, and they want to know what happens onwards with the characters. So I hope you'll read the book, and I hope you'll enjoy it. And
okay, before we go to questions, I want to invite a couple people up to give some testimonials. Where's Sherry?
Hello.
Come, Sherry. Come.
Thank you.
I'd like to invite you up to tell us something about your experience.
Okay.
The book, or
You know it. Thank you, Howie. I have a few notes.
sorry.
Okay, hi everyone. I'm Sherry, the beta reader. No,
use the mic.
I'm using the mic. Hi everyone, I'm Sherry, the beta reader. I've enjoyed most thinking about the big, juicy issues that we have here, ripe for lively and interesting book club conversations and discussions. And I can imagine a lot of real interest for book groups around choices that Shelley makes and the impact her choices have on other characters. For example, Shelley is our hero, and she, like most of us, is just going along to get along. But Shelley has a superpower that she doesn't even know about. Spoiler, she cares. She's a kind and empathetic human. And this empathy has a positive impact on everyone around her. Just look at how she handles Johnny in the chapter that Jeff just shared with us. She lies her way into his office. He's a big shot. He's a hot shot. And right away he tries to throw her out. But she says, wait a minute, it's not right that they closed the brewery. And then she shares Allie's story, and she displays love and empathy. And Johnny listens. He didn't throw her out. He invited her in to tell him the rest of the story, and then we're off. You see, Shelley's empathy affects people around her. Through her actions, she's a catalyst to transform people's lives. And we see this happen several times in the book. The discussions for the book clubs, and really in your own thinking while you're reading this, the discussions around Shelley's evolution from frumpy nobody to dynamic executive, super juicy. The great thing, one of the great things about this novel is that Shelley is just one of many characters to blossom and self-actualize as the story progresses. I've had so much fun reading this book, and I'm recommending it to book clubs, and I trust you'll enjoy it too, so thank you.
And one more, is Mike Burdin here? Mike, okay, can you please come as well?
I can read your notes instead of mine, they'll be board stiff. Can we stick it in the stand or something?
Yeah, here, take this one.
I'll take it.
I'll stand okay. It's only 17 pages, don't worry. My name's Mike. Yes, Mike, that's my name. My name is Mike.
Mike to the mic.
And I'm not as old a friend as Howie here, so I guess I could say I'm a youngish friend of Jeff's. And I sort of see myself...
25 years?
Well, we first met in 1843 in the summer, and I sort of feel like a midwife to Jeff's baby. You know, I wasn't there at the conception, and I didn't do any of the work of the labor that, for some reason, instead of 9 months, lasted 4 years. But I've been with him the whole time. We used to talk about the book before pen went to paper, and I guess I was a beta reader or an alpha reader, or I don't know what.
Sounding board.
But I've always felt proud to be a little part of the process, and proud of Jeff, if that doesn't sound condescending, for all that he's done, because I know how much labor he has actually put into this. And I wrote this down so I won't go on forever. I also wrote a review for the book, and I'll just start with that. The Greatest Band That Never Was is a fast-paced, heartwarming story with true-to-life, three-dimensional characters that I fell in love with. Although it is a story about a 60s band, I see the plot as a vehicle used to vibrantly display our foibles, loves, desires, and dreams. And in that sense, its message is universal, something to which we can all relate. Bottom line, a very enjoyable read. That was the review. Shelley Griffin, Aaron Woodwright, Sam Miller, Vaneshi / Mendel, Bev, Ali Bauer, Gavin, Kathleen and Justine. Not just names, not just characters in a book. To me, they're people I can relate to. And I think that's Jeff's special gift. He makes characters come to life. That's magic. For example, Justine, 17-year-old fictional character, and I can relate to her. I mean, this old white Ashkenazi Jew living in Israel, what do I have to do with a 17-year-old shiksa from Ohio or Florida? But I can. And the reason is, when I read the book, I feel her pain, her loss, her uncertainty, her emerging happiness. It's strange, isn't it? Not really. We've all felt the loss of a loved one. We've all experienced first love, our first kiss. We've all felt the need and desire to be part of something, to be accepted by our peers. We have empathy. And that's what's great about this book. We can all relate to the characters and to their emotions. Even a minor character like Matt, who explains that he doesn't really need to be paid for his work. Just being part of Decapede is reward enough. How many of us feel proud of being part of something? I'm sure everybody in this room feels being proud to be Tsioni, Yehudi, Ahavat Eretz Yisrael, Ahavat Mishpacha. We all need something to belong to. So this story, again, it's about 60s and it's about the music, but it's so universal in everything that it says and in the feelings that it conveys. It is truly a gift, a talent, to be able to create lifelike three-dimensional characters and present them to your readers in a way that makes a bond between the reader and the fictional character. If you've ever taken a creative writing course or received a critique on your own writing, you've heard one of the most important writing guidelines: show, don't tell. Show, don't tell. Very important when you're writing. You don't say someone was sad. You show them breaking down and sobbing. You don't say Jim was frustrated. You write about his anguished cry as he swept the dinner plates onto the floor amidst crashing plates and red wine splattering on the tiled floor. And to do this, you have to show why he felt this way. You need history, a backstory. What brought him to this situation? Who is this person? What's his story? And to do that, you need to write a lot. There's a reason this book is 789 pages long. Jeff goes to the 789, Jeff. Jeff,
745.
my Kindle book says 789. Okay, I'll give you anachah. Jeff couldn't make it shorter without denying the reader valuable insights into the character. And believe me, it isn't easy, because once the character's character is defined, he or she take on a life of their own. This I know from my experience. You can't make a character and then have them do something because it works well with the plot, because they become alive to you, they become your children, which I think is one of the reasons there's such a happy ending to the book. And Jeff isn't a happy ending type of guy. He likes Nordic noir, these dark, but when you have these children that you've created, you want them to have a wonderful world. You want them to have a happy end. So I'm raising my glass here, even though they didn't refill my beer. So here's to Jeff, a playwright, blogger, musician, and now author, who puts his heart and soul into his creations, much to our enjoyment. Here's to Decapede. Here's to Jeff. And as we say in the book, we are Decapede.
Yes.
Thanks, buddy. Okay, we have time for like 1 or 2 questions if somebody wants to address them to. Yes, please.
Not a question, a comment. I've been reading books only on Kindle since iPad 1, and it's set to show percentages, okay, not page numbers, and I couldn't tell, it was taking me a long time to read the book, and I didn't understand why. I was flowing along with the book, I'm reading the book, and only now, when I first got a bound copy and I saw how long it was, do I understand why the reading took me a long time. It's a long book, but I didn't feel it when I was reading it on Kindle.
Good,
Thank
good, thank you. Shmuel.
Oh, I could write a book about the music that I was listening to while I was writing. Not this kind of music, for the most part. The song that I played in the middle, the balance was way off. I don't know what happened. You only heard part of one track. That's Decapede's hit song in the book, Crest and Gold, about a love song to a girl and a beer. And I described the song in such detail in the book. I had to write the lyrics, and but then I had songs that were my model for it, and it was very, very present in my mind and taking up a lot of room. I don't have that much room in my mind, and I needed the disk space. So I said, I'm going to record the song and vacate the bytes in there. So I went into a studio and recorded it. Got a musician friend. We collaborated on the music and we recorded it. And
Next hit.
we'll see.
Okay, Jeff will be at the back signing more books if you have any more questions for him. And I again thank you all for coming. Have some more beer.